Hi, in this video I'll talk about the reptile room construction, the setups I have in here and the exotic animals I keep. Hi, I'm Ryan from Owl Adventures and I'm currently sat in my reptile room. Now I started Owl Adventures in 2011 with just a few owls and other birds of prey, and about 2 years later I bought a corn snake and a chili rose tarantula to expand the work we were doing. We take our exotic animals to parties and school visits and outdoor events, and I soon learned how popular they were. So I now have this refurbished room, which is actually inside my garage, and it's a perfect place to keep the exotic animals I have. So the first thing I did was to build a frame against the wall using treated timber, and I then used polystyrene sheets as insulation. This was then boarded over by sheets of plywood, and a new double glazed window was put in. I also painted the wood with a clear fire retardant solution and ensured that the power supply was safe and sufficient for all the electrics we'd be using in the room. As all the exotic animals are different, they all require different types of enclosures. So we have a selection of different sized vivariums and terrariums, all positioned with correct power, heating, lighting and substrates. For example, our corn snakes live in a vivarium like this one, and we use newspaper for our snakes as we find it's a really easy substrate to use, easy to keep clean and replace on a regular basis. They all have heat mats and heat lamps and hides and water. Snakes are very good escape artists, so it's very important to ensure that they can't get the door open or escape through anything else like one of the ventilation gaps at the back. Our larger snakes, like Boris the boa or Dennis the carpet python, live in a larger vivarium with the same kind of setup as the corn snakes. Our lizards include things like the pink-tongued skink and the leopard gecko, and they live in smaller vivariums than the snakes with plenty of hides and other forms of enrichment and substrates that are suitable for the particular species. And our inverts, like the arachnids and the insects, we keep in glass terrariums. Some of our animals need to be more humid than others, so we keep that humidity up by spraying on a regular basis and using things like damp moss and water bowls to help keep the atmosphere as humid as it should be. I regularly monitor the humidity and temperature of the enclosures and pay attention to the ambient atmosphere temperature and humidity of the room itself. The room has a day and night setting. The timers switch on various lights and heaters at about 7 o'clock in the morning and switch them off again at 7 o'clock at night, allowing the animals here to have that natural day and night cycle. I feed my exotic animals on live food such as crickets, locusts, mealworms and waxworms, and on defrosted food like mice, rats and quail. Some of the animals, like the tortoise, eat every day, whereas others, like the snakes, may only eat once a week and sometimes not even as often as that. To ensure the animals stay healthy, we health check them on a regular basis and we weigh them weekly, noting it on our chart on the board. This means that we'll notice if an animal's losing weight before it becomes obvious or a problem and adjust their food accordingly. It's really important to check them for health problems such as breathing issues or problems with their scales or shedding, because then we can fix the problem early or plan a vet visit if necessary. We recently had some snow and the temperature outside then dropped to about -7, and I'm pleased to say it still remained lovely and warm in the snake room, proving that everything's working in here just as it should. Some of the animals we currently keep in here include Donnie, our Herman tortoise, who loves attention and has a really good appetite. We have our corn snakes, such as Whatsit and Tango, and our larger snakes, such as Dennis, the Australian carpet python, and Boris the Boa Constrictor. Most of the reptiles in this room were actually given to me by people who were rehoming their pets. They're not rescues, they aren't just rehomed exotics. Our animals get handled on a regular basis at the school visits we do and the outdoor shows, and therefore they stay nice and tame and get plenty of attention. We have easy to handle insects such as the stick insects and the Madagascan hissing cockroaches, and arachnids such as this Brazilian white knee and this very big salmon pink bird-eating tarantula. We keep small lizards such as the leopard gecko and the pink-tongued skink, which loves to eat snails. The great thing about this room is it's easy to adapt. We can take the shelves down or move things, we can put more animals in here, so there's lots of scope for future animals to be kept in this room. If you'd like to know more about the exotic animals we keep, then please check out our other videos or ask a question in the comments below and I will reply. Thanks for watching.